Environmental failure in Nigeria does not persist because we lack laws. It persists because we lack visibility. Pollution survives in the dark. And in Nigeria, too much environmental harm remains unseen, unmeasured, and therefore unpunished. Walk with me. Let's be honest. If an oil spill happens in a remote creek and no sensor records it, what happens? If soot fills the air but no public dashboard tracks particulate levels, what happens? If hazardous waste leaves a factory at midnight and no digital trail follows it, what happens? The answer is simple. Denial. Environmental governance collapses when evidence collapses. Complaints become stories. Stories become noise. Noise becomes easy to ignore. Invisibility protects violators. Opacity protects impunity. This is not accidental. Systems that do not measure are systems that tolerate harm. But here is the shift. We no longer live in an era where monitoring requires billion-dollar laboratories. Technology has collapsed the cost of visibility. For example, low-cost air quality sensors can measure air quality in real time. Satellite imagery can detect deforestation, oil spills, illegal mining, and gas flaring. Remote sensing can track methane emissions from space. Digital compliance platforms can log waste movement from generator to disposal site. The technological excuse is gone. What remains is political will. Enforcement changes when monitoring becomes continuous. Imagine this. A refinery knows that emissions data is uploaded automatically to a public portal every hour. A cement factory knows exceedances trigger automatic regulatory alerts. A waste contractor knows GPS tracking records every stop. Behavior changes. Compliance then becomes cheaper than violation. Predictability transforms incentives. And that is how systems reforms happen. Not through speeches, but through design. Now consider the community dimension. For decades, communities have relied on testimony. Testimony is powerful morally, but weak legally. But imagine fishermen with water quality readings, residents correlating hospital admissions with air quality spikes, farmers documenting soil contamination using portable testing kits. Communities move from emotional claims to empirical claims. Data equalizes power. It transforms protest into evidence, and evidence travels further in courtrooms and in policy chambers than anger ever will. Let's not romanticize technology. Sensors can be turned off. Dashboards can be hidden. Data can be manipulated. Budgets can be cut. Technology without institutional reform becomes decorative transparency. Digitizing dysfunction is not progress. Monitoring must be paired with legal mandates, open data laws, independent regulators, and public accountability mechanisms. Otherwise, data becomes performance. Environmental reform begins with visibility. You cannot regulate what you cannot measure. You cannot prosecute what you cannot prove. You cannot reform what you refuse to see. Nigeria's environmental future will not be secured by rhetoric. It will be secured by sensors, satellites, systems, and the courage to make the data public. The question is no longer whether we can measure harm. The question is whether we are willing to. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.